Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode. Today we are continuing our video series on how much does it cost. And with this one, we are looking at the basileans. So, a little bit of a backstory behind the basileans. They are your essentially your humans in the range, and these are sort of fighting for all the cities, etc. So, as always, this is for a 2,000 point list, and this may also as well may not be tournament sort of winning, or you might not win any games, but you never know. So let's head on over and let's look at the list, and we will go through everything and what you need to do to get to it. So as you can see, we are starting off pretty strong, and we are, as the other one, going to include sets, but this one we're including the Mega Army set because it worked out better for obviously getting pricing down, etc. So we will start off with our characters. So within this box, you get two characters. You get a character called a dictator, but you also get a bearer, so a banner bearer. And with these ones, they are bearer of the holy icons that you could run them as very easily. So this is essentially what you get in the box. And what we're going to do is we are going to take two of these boxes, and for this is the reasons why. So we need two of these to do what we want to do. So that would give us our two banner bearers for the list, and it also give us one dictator. You obviously do have a second dictator. If you wanted to be fancy, you could throw him into one of the other foot soldiers as just a fancy standout model. So with this box though, this will give us 80 men of arms, and there's 40 in each set. So obviously, like before, we're going to go on PMC, so that's preferred miniature class count. So to start us off strong for our infantry, we are starting off with 4 regiments of men-at-arms swordsmen. So that will be these guys just here. So we're going to start off with 40 of the 4 units of 20, but with PMC, thankfully we dropped it down to 15. So we actually saved 20 models here with that. And if you wanted to throw a character in, technically it's 21. And then, obviously, this will give you your basic sort of lines, your basic troops. But, obviously, that you can build these as your spearmen as well. If you want to, this is a multi-part kit, so this will build another unit that we have inside this army. But obviously, for the purpose of this list, we've run swordsmen. So, we have our, essentially, 60 swordsmen with shield, men-at-arms ready to go with our 2 characters. So one thing also we're adding in is we are going to add in 60 men-at-arms with crossbows. And unfortunately, I can't show you a picture of the crossbow ones because it doesn't show us. So essentially, we're going to go PMC again. We need 45. That will then generate us 25-ish, no, 35 spares. So with our previous total, we're looking at 50 spare men-at-arms. So if you wanted to, obviously you could expand this list, but for this purpose, we're just starting off with 2 of these boxes. And it will all come clear in a minute very well. So we've got our 3 characters, we've got our basic infantry, we've got some range, but what if you want something elite? So we've got 2 different elite options in this one. So we have the Palace Foot Guard. So with this Palace Foot Guard, these are these guys. They are all dual wielding swords. Obviously, you would throw the musician and everything on it. Anyway, potentially, it doesn't cost any extra points, I do not think. But with this list, we're just building them as they come out of the box. So with these, we are looking at 3 units of 10. So with this, we go PMC, we only need 8. So that gives us another 6 models spare. So if you wanted to release 6 models, you could throw them in as sergeants, or essentially a sergeant to replace one of these guys, so you could additionally gain more models. So at the minute, we are looking at quite a hefty amount of spare models, with obviously the PMCs, because obviously we're getting quite a fair bit from everything. Because we only, with the swordsman, obviously we would need 80, but because of PMC, we only need 60 of them. So you're looking at 20 models there spare. And then obviously with our men at arms crossbow, we've got multiple more models. So you would end up with 60. You end up with a lot, basically. And our other unit, our elite unit, we're going to be running the Ogre Palace Guard. And as the name says, these are just heavily armoured ogres with big spears. And that will recover our 2 boxes. So we need 2 units of 3. That's our 3 there. So the other thing as well, you can see in the box, is we have these guys. So these are our cavalry. These are Paladin Knights. And obviously we have the Paladin Knights on foot, but we also have them on horseback as well, just for some speed as well. So we're running 2 units of these, and we are running 2 regiments. So the reason we're doing obviously 2 regiments is make it a bit easier, and that will provide us with 15, because we're going to take PMC, so it will be a 20-man block, but drops to 15. Nope, they drop to 15, yeah. That's kind of interesting. So obviously we've got within this you get 20 of them per box. So with the PMC, with how it works, we essentially take from here. Nope, a regiment is actually 10. That's my mistake. So we take essentially both these. Each one does 1 unit, and we get 4 spare. So with all of this coming up to everything, we've got our. So we got the point values obviously as well. So our dictator's only 75 points for a basic character, pretty damn good. And then we spend 100 points for the bearer of icons, that is this banner guy, just here. Then for our really basic infantry, you've got your 4 regiments of men at arms for 420 points. And then you have your crossbows at 390 points for the 3 regiments. Then we have our Paladin Foot Guard at 100 points apiece, so you're looking at 300 points there. And then you obviously got your Ogre Palace Guard for 280 points for 2 units. And then last but not least, you have your Paladin Knights. You have your 2 blocks of regiments, and that's 205 points, so 410. And for the grand total is 1,975 points out of 2,000. So, as I said before, this list may or may not win games. It may not win tournaments. You never know. One day we might show off. But yeah, so that is sort of a generic, sort of nice, quick and easy, and that will set you back £240 for both of these, and you have enough models to potentially boost it to potentially 2.5 to 3k with this list. Obviously, you can buy it individually if you want to, buy the separate boxes, but we've gone through the more sort of cheaper route. So you could get 2,000 points very easily out of 2 of these boxes. Very simple. So, on that note, we will see everyone on the next one. If you did enjoy this, please like, comment, subscribe, and everything. And on our next video on how much does it cost, we will be looking at the dwarfs. And yeah, so on that note, I will see everyone on the next episode of Ohana Hobby Workshop, where we're going to be looking at how much does it cost to play dwarfs in Kings of War.